Prepare for a fusion of knowledge and exhilaration where education and excitement collide.
Taking you on an adventure that expands your mind and speaks to your spirit.
I'm Master Nick.
I'm Lady Dee.
We are the Dom Life.
This podcast contains sexually explicit topics and adult content.
It is intended for listeners 18 and older.
The opinions expressed in this podcast are ours alone, based on our personal thoughts, feelings, and experiences.
We understand that others may have different opinions and experiences, and we respect that. We would love to hear from you. You can reach out to us at www.thedomlife.com. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are talking about power in public, and part one was really good.
I had so much fun.
Yes, a lot of information, a lot of fun talking about it. We've got even more to get to, so let's get into it.
Right away?
Right now.
Okay. My role as a submissive is where I show out, right? I show out because I'm with you and I'm doing the right things and I'm having the right behaviors.
Right.
So it's not about you telling me what to do the whole time we're out. Now, there are dynamics that have that, and I think that is blessed and wonderful for them. I have no problem with people having their own dynamic, their own style.
Correct.
Our style is you're not going to tell me everything to do from the minute we step out of the house. In public, your directions to me become quieter. So I have to focus more on you so that I get those signals and those cues.
Right.
And I know I talk, but when we're out and we're heading to the restaurant, if you think about it, once we're in the restaurant, I sit back, I talk only to you. I'm pretty quiet about what I'm saying because I tell you my order, I tell you what I want. There's a whole routine. What did we say? It's like a whole process set up around placing the order.
Right.
So I'm very happy. I am very aware of you, and I like being in that place. That is my happy place.
Right.
Usually, unless you're grouchy. But
I'm never grouchy.
Oh, okay. So another update. Master Nick has decided to quit dip.
Yes.
And because he quit dip, he's doing like a nicotine clean thing, whatever. But he's a little bit grouchy.
If you're watching on YouTube, you will see me constantly flip around. I've got one of those nicotine pouches in my mouth right now, and I've learned that I like to play with it a little too much when it's in there. So I apologize if you're watching on YouTube and you see me look like a cow over chewing on something. That's what it is.
He quits, and I am very proud of him.
Tomorrow will be 1 week dip-free.
Grouchy. His employees understand it. I understand it. So when I feel the tension rising, which because I'm a good submissive, I can feel that without words, I just step away. I step away, Master Nick. So when I step away, you know why.
Mm-hmm.
So I read subtle clues. Yes. His tone, your posture, your looks. The biggest thing is looks. I pay attention to where your body is placed. We kind of talked about that a little bit.
Right.
I am aware of the fact that I represent a portion of this dynamic.
Yep.
You're the dominant, I'm the submissive. As the submissive, I have responsibilities in showing that you're my dominant.
Right.
And that is done non-verbally. I basically kind of take a step beside you and slightly behind you. I walk in a certain way. I look to you for direction. Not getting us their direction, but if we walk into a restaurant, I wait for you. That's one of the biggest problems that I've had. I am not with you 24 hours a day.
Right.
It really sucks. I would love it, maybe. But I am not with you 24 hours a day. And I stop at doors now Like somebody is just going to randomly open up the door for
Well, there
me.
fucking should be somebody there to open the door for
I
you.
walk up to the door and then I stop, and other people are opening the door for me. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. My husband always opens the door, and I'm used to that. And so I just forget. I just stop. Um, yeah.
I
So
need to put a GoPro on you when you go out by yourself, just to, so I see all this.
yeah, if especially if I'm talking with one of my friends and we're walking in the restaurant together,
Right.
it's just a habit to stop now. And because of that habit, they open the door for me. I do have a cane now, so the cane helps make an excuse on why I'm not opening the door.
Right.
Oh, thank you for opening the door for me.
But yep, you are right. Respect is shown through behavior, not exaggeration, and it goes back to you being composed and aware of what you represent.
It's not about acting
No.
small or, cowering or doing
Right.
anything like that to show that you're my submissive. I'm a very dominant person. But when it comes to the way we are out in public, I step away from you and I go flitting around, and then I can be my normal self. But when I'm with you, I have a tendency to look to you for directions.
Right. Overdoing it, that's insecurity. Real submission is controlled, composed, and intentional.
Same as the dominant side, right?
Absolutely. And you do that very well.
Quiet obedience is a staple of the dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Quiet obedience. See, I'm really good at that.
Mm-hmm.
Small actions, staying close, following lead, checking in non-verbally. Those are all things we do.
Yep. There is.
No need.
Yep. Go for it.
No need for display. Alignment is the signal.
Yes. Emotional control within the normal context of your dynamic. No public pushback, attitude, or testing.
Unless
it's part of your dynamic.
Unless it's part of your dynamic, because and there are people, even us sometimes. Discipline shows strongest when eyes are watching.
Mm-hmm.
I'm disciplined.
You are. I'm not going to say it because I've said it before on a podcast. Now I got to go back and find it for fucking Mother's Day.
You're going to put that in my audio. You're a good girl.
Yep, I got to find it. You got to tell me which episode it was, and I'll find it.
I have to. Sometimes, depending on the environment, pushback can be play, fun, and teasing.
Yes.
But there is a line.
There is a line. Now, I look at this as if it is a purely vanilla event, I would not enjoy the pushback. I would not see that as playful and fun. If we're in a lifestyle event, whether it's at the club, whether it's a private party with our inner group of friends, or some kind of convention or something where others are around, I would have a little more fun with the pushback and the stuff then. But a lot of it depends on where we're at, what's going on, what the event is, where I would enjoy it or not. And I'm usually pretty vocal, about that. If we're going somewhere that I don't want any of it, I will tell you before we get there.
Yes.
This is not the place to push my buttons or test me. This is where we are going to act like we're supposed to act.
Which is one of the things about being in a dynamic for a longer period of time. You get to communicate very well about this situation.
Right. Pride in belonging, not ownership in a loud sense, but certainty in connection.
That's almost a tongue twister. I'm glad I didn't have to say that.
No, I figured I would take it one for you.
Thank you. A submissive in public pays attention without being told, adjusts without needing correction, stays aligned without needing reassurance. I don't drift and I don't disconnect. Now, that doesn't mean to say that I don't go out and do the things that I want to do.
Absolutely. You still do that.
I'm constantly checking back in with you.
Right.
And I enjoy that sense of security and comfort that I have, because I have a little bit of anxiety when going out. It is just one of the things that I have. So our pre-event is a little bit hectic. We're almost always getting ready to the last minute. I'm, doing makeup and changing outfits and changing my
Right.
mind and then running back in the house. I don't do the running. He does the running. Can you go get my water, honey? I forgot it on the table type of thing. So we do all of that. By the time we get to the event, I'm a little bit anxious. I'm a little bit ratcheted up, and just staying by your side for a while and allowing you to be the dominant, allowing you to take the limelight and say hi to people and decide where we're going to stop and who we're going to talk to
Right.
helps me to settle into, okay,
Right.
we're good again.
Right. Kind of takes
You
the
get the
anxiety away.
drink for me. It's perfect.
Right.
I love that, and it has helped. And if you do have a little bit of anxiety, find yourself a dom, and phew, life gets better.
All right. You don't drift. You don't disconnect. You don't suddenly become independent because the environment changed. If anything, you become more tuned in. Now, I've got a little bit of a story here,
Oh, you
and I
do?
didn't tell you about it. So, yeah, the don't drift. One of my rules when we go out, and it's always been with you and with our newest one, that was one of the expectations that I had is, if I understand you want to do something by yourself, or you need to go to the bathroom, or you want to step outside on the patio, or you want to go dance, or just let me know. It calms me to know where you're at. I know about how long you should be gone. So our last trip to the club, we come out of the dungeon. We go back downstairs to our table. I'm packing things up. You two are out on the dance floor dancing. I'm gathering everything up. I'm getting our cups. I'm emptying our cups. I'm putting everything in coolers, everything in bags. I'm taking my trips out to the truck. She comes up and she's like, I want to go outside with them and talk. Okay, go ahead. I take one trip out to the truck. You're at the table.
Yes. Yes, sir.
I come back in. You are not at the table. I pause for a minute. I'm scanning the room. Okay, she's not somewhere talking to somebody. Did she go to the bathroom? It's odd. She didn't say anything. So I wait for a little bit. Still don't see you. I step out onto the patio. I go where our friends are. Nope.
But I watched you.
You're not there. I turn to go back inside because I'm thinking you have to be in the bathroom now. So I'm going, if I don't see you, I'm getting a staff member to go in the bathroom to find you. Because are you sick? Did you get in there? Did you back locked up? I've got all these scenarios going through my head, and you almost let me walk right by you because I had my eyes on the door the whole way. You came outside onto the patio and sat down and was
Not by our
talking
friends.
to
I was talking
somebody.
about, yes.
And yeah,
Hot mess
so
Jess.
that was and that is the reason I say, just let me know where you're going.
Right.
Because at that time I had a lot of thoughts going through my head. I didn't think you had too much alcohol, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe
Right.
you'd went to the
Well,
bathroom. Maybe you'd gotten sick. Maybe you had fell and had hurt yourself. I had all these thoughts going. So it is those little cues right there. Do not drift. And that's one of the things, again, that is one of my expectations when
right.
you are with me.
Right.
I don't have to know every move you make, but I'm going to run to the bathroom. Okay. That way, if you're gone 20 fucking minutes, okay, there's a problem. I need to go check on the bathroom. I'm not going to be, are you pissing or taking a shit because you've been gone out? It's nothing like that.
Gosh, bless
But
her.
it is that when I didn't know where you was, everything that went through my head of
Right.
what could possibly be wrong. So do not drift. Just so you're aware.
Okay. I did call out to you. You came out to
You
the
did.
thing and you checked with our friends. And then I saw you walking by and I thought you'd see me. You did not
I
see
did
me.
not,
So
because I
because
was
I
not
was
scanning.
sitting right close to the door.
You was.
So I called out to you.
Yep. It's in the small things, where you stand, how you respond, how quickly you read a shift in tone or energy.
Yes.
And you are very well at picking up the looks, the energy, the tones, anything that I have to say. You do very, very well with that.
Here's the truth a lot don't want to hear. If your dominant has to keep correcting you in public, if that's what you in your dynamic, you go out in public and your dominant is constantly correcting you, you're not paying attention. It's not on them, it's on you. So pay
Right.
attention to these kind of things. You have a role as a submissive just as much as my wonderful dominant has a role in
Yep.
public. As a submissive, you have a role and you need to do it and
Yep.
follow it and be it in public as well as in private. Not just because he's got a flogger in his hand, but because this is your dynamic and you respect the person you're with.
Absolutely. Silent communication between a dom and sub. The goal is minimal words, maximum understanding. The strongest dynamics don't rely on constant conversation. They rely on understanding. A look, a pause, slight shift in posture. That's all it takes.
Yeah, you're really good with the eye contact signals, like
Yes.
just looking at me and looking over, like, hey, I want you here, or, you know,
Right.
the gestures, hand positioning, that's one of the big ones you do all the time. By where you put your hand on my elbow, on my back, you're
Yep.
helping to guide me to where you want me to be.
And even then, we have hand signals for, if you're across the room from me and I need you, I don't have to stand there and jump up and down, wave my hands. All I
What?
got to do is make eye contact with you, do one hand movement, and I know you're coming to stand where I need you to stand. It's not, it goes unnoticeable to majority of the people.
Right.
I could spot you across the room. I could have you coming to me
You can.
without saying a word.
100%.
Other ways of doing it is code words or natural cues. I do know of people in the lifestyle that have, let's say their code word is ice cream. They find a way of getting that word into a sentence
To show that they're
that
uncomfortable or there's a
triggers,
problem
right,
or we've got to
that
move.
we need to change locations. We need to go talk. We need to do whatever that code word is. But that is another good way of doing it.
I think what I do is I come up to you and I tilt my head up,
Mhm.
at which point you tilt your head down with your ear closer to me so that I can tell you what I
Mhm.
want to say
Right.
in whispers. But I just tilt my head up and you know that that's a signal that I want to say something.
Right. Absolutely. Yep. That is my cue that you want to be quiet and tell me something privately without a lot of people hearing it. So,
Yeah. And I just thought of it right
and
now.
usually I will turn my back to where the most of the people are. I'll turn my back to them and then lean down, so that you feel a little more comfortable and a little more safe at saying whatever you need to say.
The big thing is for us is energy shifts. That's
Mhm.
one of the biggest things because that's how I know your expression goes from very light and just general conversational,
Right.
and then if I've taken a step too far, you immediately put on your dom face, at which point I know that, oh no, I might have screwed up.
Yep. Because both people are paying attention. Dominance, your energy should be enough to guide.
Submissives, your awareness should be sharp enough to catch it.
Yep. If everything has to be spoken out loud, you're still at the surface level, which is okay, especially if you're just starting out.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere. You will not instantly know the looks or the tones or any of that. You're not going to know that first round. It takes time.
I think that one of the things people have to understand is we're doing this whole podcast on this because it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun to have a dynamic out in public. It strengthens your dynamic, but it's
Yes.
also for a submissive. It's hot as hell when you're giving me nonverbal signals or when I know you're in command. I'm getting turned on by the fact that you're in control.
Right.
It makes you even more attractive to me. And so that's why I do it. Because
All right.
if I did not find it all that,
Right.
then it is likely I'd be like,
Yeah.
we need just
We wouldn't
a
be doing
in
none
the
of this.
bedroom dynamic,
Right.
please.
We wouldn't be doing none of this. The goal is simple: less noise, more connection. And by getting these cues, by having the looks, by having the understanding, it does make your connection closer. It makes it
Stronger.
stronger, and you can always build even more on it. But that is the ultimate goal: is less noise, more understanding, and
More
more
connection.
connection.
Deeper connection. And then that way, the next time you're doing an actual scene, those same things work
Yes.
because you're now creating triggered responses. You're
Right.
creating a scenario where these are already part of your world, and it makes it easier when you want to give that look.
Right. Boundaries and respect in public spaces. Consent doesn't disappear in public, it becomes more important. Now, let's bring some reality into this. Public space is a shared space.
What? You
Yep.
mean that there are kids and there are other adults and there are people that are
Yep.
not actually consenting to our dynamic?
Yes. So, respecting the environment, other people, and the social norms is huge, which is where the very nonverbal, subtle cues really come into play. That's where you can really, again, standing across the room, I can make you come to me by using one finger, making eye contact, one finger, you're coming to me. Now, obviously, depending on what type of environment we're in, I mean, I can't right now anyway, but even if I could, there's certain times that I couldn't give you the two fingers and make you come kneel in front of me. I mean, that may not be
You
a
made
good
me
social
do
norm.
that at the club one time
I
because
did. I did.
I was being a little less than respectful.
Yes,
In
he
a
was.
fun way.
I had fun with it too.
See, that's the problem when you have a creative dom.
Knowing when to dial it back versus maintain structure. You want to avoid embarrassments, but maintain your authority. Power does not give you the right to disrespect your environment or the people in it. So again, be cautious of what you do, the cues that you give.
There's some things that have come up in various interactions, and it's like I want to kind of bring it up just because. So one of the things I feel is calling you sir is not a problem. I call you Master Nick most of the time anyways,
Right.
because of our constant interactions.
Right.
I chose the name and I call you Master Nick even in public. I'll say Master Nick did this, or Master Nick, can I do this? Cuz I don't think about it anymore. It's kind of this a second nature.
Right.
But I do use sir. Like if there's a lot of people sitting around, I'll say sir. And I don't think me calling you sir or even me calling you Master Nick. What if your first name were Master?
Yeah, I may legally change it.
Yeah, I'm going to tell your parents.
Okay. We'll legally change it.
And I'm going to be like, hey, Mom, you have to call him Master from now on. I think that would get kind of weird.
Yeah, that'd be weird. All right, we're not going to change it. We're not going to legally change it then.
All right. Sorry. Moving on.
All right.
I just wanted to say that while you want to respect people around you in vanilla environments,
Right.
we do enjoy pushing the edge a little bit in vanilla environments as long as it's not disrespecting or stepping on other people's toes.
Correct.
And I think how I refer to you in public is also a thing that is a choice I make, and I'm allowed to make that choice. I can call you anything I want because there are names out there that I would never want to say out loud, but that's their legal names. So do you know what I mean? Like it's not one of the things that I worry about.
Right. Nope, done read that. Avoiding embarrassment versus maintain authority. I think I just read that while
You
ago too.
did. You're so
okay.
Because I screwed you all up. Control
Yep.
includes knowing when to hold back, when to adjust, and when to prioritize respect. A strong dynamic doesn't need to push limits in public to feel real. Now, we do push some limits
Occasionally
in public because it's a turn on or it's fun, but it's not necessarily. A lot of times when those happen, we're in a bar atmosphere.
Right.
Bar atmospheres already have a little bit of that,
Yes.
blurry line. We're not talking Denny's with a bunch of kids.
Correct. Yes.
Right.
We're right. Most of the time when we do push limits just a little bit, it is more of an adult environment, no kids around. Usually alcohol is involved, which is, you typically where we like to go anyway. Um, things are just a little more fun with a little bit of alcohol.
Yes.
um, if it holds itself without forcing itself onto others. And, so that is huge. There is different perspectives of looking at this. I do know that when we're out in the open environment, people are not accepting of dynamics to the way that we do.
It's one of the things
But
we're having a harder time with when it is the three of us together,
yeah,
right?
right.
It's a
Because
little bit harder
it's
because
not the
it's
norm. It's not what people are used to seeing. And, whether they consent or whether they don't consent, again, that's the perspective on a lot of it. If I'm not doing anything to harm you, or if I'm not doing anything, saying anything to you that could hurt your feelings or any of that, do I really need you to consent to what I'm doing? I kind of see that as a like a two-way mirror.
right.
You may not agree with what I'm doing, but do I need your consent for that? Because I'm sure there is something you are doing that I may or may not consent to.
And
But
again,
in
if
a
we're dealing it with an adult
right,
environment,
yes.
then
If
it's a
it's an
little bit
adult,
different.
then
If there's not kids around, then who am I actually impacting?
right,
And I'm not going to be the person to make these decisions. You know what I mean?
right.
We're just going to live our lives to the best of our
That's what
ability
we're going to
to
do.
least impact others. But at the flip
Correct.
side, how terrible it is that you couldn't hold the hand of both me and your other submissive at the same time.
Right. I mean, it's just not socially acceptable. It's not the norm. People kind of look at it. People look down on it. People frown about it. They're going to talk about it. But again, what person lives their lives that somebody's not already talking about them anyway?
Something about them, what they've done,
You
where
know,
they've been.
the
Yeah.
people are going to find a reason to talk about you, whether it's good, whether it's bad. They're going to find a way. So yes, I try to live my life the way that I want to be happy, while doing my best at respecting others in the process.
Yeah, we're not trying to create discomfort for other people, but at the same time, we do want to be able to live.
Right. We want to be happy. We want to do
I
what we
mean,
want to do.
it's part of some of the main things that changed in our world where you see two women kissing, and that's it.
It's acceptable
It's
now.
acceptable now.
But
So it
years
takes
ago,
that
right,
change.
right,
It takes that push to make it happen.
right.
Common mistakes.
All right, here we go.
Dominance. What do you do wrong?
Overcompensating, sometimes too loud, too controlling, trying to make it a performance.
You don't, thank goodness.
I do not.
Now you do make it a performance a little bit at the club because it's the place to do it.
That is the place to really express and do it. And I mean, we've done a lot of performances at the club.
Yeah, but you can make being a dom a performance. You can. You don't, but you can sometimes.
So there has been times I've went a little further than normal, but only because I've noticed there's been like a few people that were watching and seeing the reactions that I get while doming or correcting behavior.
Uh-huh.
If I get a good reaction, I may add a little more,
Yes.
put like a cherry on top of it or something.
Yes.
But most of the time, it is not a performance.
Because you don't need validation
I don't
from
need,
others.
right. I don't need to validate it, but it's also, I enjoy doing those things as well. So if I do something, I see the person that maybe I'm correcting or trying to handle, I see them enjoying it. And if I see people around enjoying it, yeah, I'm going to add a little more.
Right. Well, and that's part of the reason we do a podcast and we do performances because we do like public.
Right.
I mean, one of my favorite things is to get flogged at the club, is to have electric flogging, to do a scene with you at the club on a cross. Now, we have all of the equipment here.
Correct.
I enjoy that public aspect of it.
Right.
I like showing that I'm your submissive and that you're my dominant,
Right.
which is part of a scene if you're doing public scenes versus the private
Right.
dungeon.
Absolutely.
So losing control under
Yep.
pressure.
Yep.
That's a mistake.
That is a huge mistake. It is. It happens. I have been guilty of this before in the past. It is a control that a good dom must have.
Right.
And I say a good dom because it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of mental control to not lose your composure, to try to maintain a good grounded mindset. So it happens. It has been a while. It's been a long while since I have been out and actually lost my composure. But yeah, it's a mistake.
Yep. And all you have to do is say, I'm sorry that I had lost this. I'm sorry that the night went this way. I
Yep.
mean, you just basically you're going to apologize. You're going to move forward. You're going to talk about
Right.
how not to do that again.
Right.
As a submissive, I've lost my composure
Right.
and we've had to talk about
We
it.
have. I mean, again, you've got to stop and look at this. The best dom in the world is still a human.
Yep.
And humans have feelings. Humans have their emotions. Humans have their baggage. They have their triggers. They have all of this. And somewhere out there, the best dom in the world, at one point or another, has let all that show.
Yep.
It's going to happen. But it takes self-awareness. It takes self-reflections. It takes truly understanding your type of emotions, your type of triggers, finding ways to not let them affect you. And it's a struggle. I'm here to tell you it is not easy. It is a battle that you deal with every day. But in the end, it does make you a better person.
I was going to say, it's not just about being
It's
a
not
better
about being a
dominant, it's
dom.
being
It's a better
person.
Yep.
Yep.
Stop overcorrecting and stop needing to prove you're in control. If I have to prove that I'm in control of
Then
you,
you're not in control.
then we have a problem with our dynamic.
That is 100% true.
If it's real, it's already there. And fortunately for me, I mean, it's starting off with you, learning everything. It didn't take me long to truly understand that, to really grasp the big picture of it. For some, it may take a little more, but you'll get there.
So common mistakes that submissive makes.
Mm-hmm.
Submissives don't make mistakes. So we can move on.
They don't
We
make
can
mistakes.
move right on to the next section, please,
Submissives
sir.
make infractions, which usually cause punishments.
So, but there are also mistakes that we make,
Yep.
which is acting exaggerated or theatrical. So you say something and I act way out of proportion with your correction.
Oh, yeah. I really like this next one. Testing boundaries because it's public.
I don't do this, but I have seen it done.
Right.
I have seen it done, sir.
Yes.
So that's a big one that I think people have to be aware of, that sometimes, especially if your dynamic is in a little bit of a struggle, if you're growth pains or new, that you might be testing them to see what you can and can't get away with when you're out in public. I think that a lot of submissives test the mettle, of their dominance, right? So I want to know that you can control me, not just at home when nobody's looking, but when we're out in public. But because it's public, if you're doing that, then you're disrespecting your dom. It's probably not a good thing to do.
Right.
Disconnecting when structure isn't verbally enforced. So if you can't understand with a look or with a silent command, then you're not sticking with the structure that you guys agreed upon, then that's an error that you can make.
Yep.
So if you're a submissive, stop exaggerating. stop testing boundaries just because you're outside. And then stop disconnecting the moment structure isn't verbal.
Yep.
Public doesn't remove your roles. It reveals how real they actually are. I like that. It
That is
reveals
a good
how
statement.
real they actually are.
Yep. All right. So, how do you build power in public? You're going to start small.
No way. We're going to go all out, sir.
That's right.
I
We
mean,
think we probably did, but for
yeah.
if you're new to this and you're wanting to experiment with this, or you have and bedroom dynamic only, you're looking to expand, start small. Public outings within your dynamic roles. Find a BDSM munch or a slush or a convention or a lifestyle club or something like that, to where it's a lot more acceptable, a lot more lenient,
Right.
because you're going to make mistakes. If this is new, you're going to make mistakes. There's going to be times you're going to have to call a timeout and back into a corner and talk and discuss. And it would usually go a lot more easier within your dynamic role.
Yeah, but even if you go to a picnic, it's out in public, but
So,
there's certain expectations. You could do
yeah,
a
you
public
could do that.
picnic where you're not on top of other people,
Yeah,
and you can be like, okay, I'm going to handle my role as a dominant. You handle your role as a submissive. And I
right.
think that you could then see where the faults or cracks. So if you give
Okay.
a look and the submissive, like you look down at the food and the food isn't being served, and that's a normal thing you do at home. Now, why aren't you serving me my food? And then you can talk about the reasons, because I know we came up with a great idea back in the beginning. I was going to let you eat food first. Do you remember this,
I
sir?
remember that.
Whenever we were at home or out, he should take the first bite. Can I tell you that Master Nick does not like hot food at all? Nope, doesn't like hot food, and he doesn't like really cold food. So either way, it has to sit until it's at the perfect temperature for him, which means my food is cold by the time I get to eat it. So we,
Yeah, that had
at
to
some
go.
point, let that go, because I like my food burning hot, melt my mouth hot.
Yeah, I do
He
not.
cannot even handle a little bit of the heat. So my food would get cold as I waited for him. Are you ready to take your first bite? Can you take your first bite? So
Maybe we should bring that back then, except when our food is laid out, you blow on my food to cool it down quicker, and then I can eat. I think we need to. I'm gonna
I
call up Dante, get one of these change order forms. And see
Yeah,
if,
no. There would be, I would do that. I would do that for some heavy concessions.
Okay.
There would be some other things that I would require
All right,
in
we'll
order to
negotiate that.
blow on your food.
We'll negotiate that.
So,
All right. Understanding that, like a scene, you should be working within your dynamic, establish quiet expectations, practicing nonverbal awareness, and practice nonverbal cues.
those things will all help. If you do those things while
Yep.
you are out in public and your submissive doesn't catch it, don't lose your shit.
Right.
Don't start acting like the Dom that's screaming and yelling and dragging and whatever. Just take a deep breath,
Yep.
make note of it mentally. And when you get home, this is when you're going to debrief.
Yep.
And you're going to talk about what worked and what didn't.
Yep.
But don't try to do all the corrections in public, because it's not
Right.
going to help. So
Right.
then when you're at home, give the look and see what the reaction then
Right.
is.
The look, the cues, the whatever.
And if they respond to it in the home, if your submissive responds to it in the home, but not out in public, then that's on your submissive side.
Right.
It means they understand the cues and they're just not following them in public. Find out why.
Maybe a punishment is needed.
It could be, or some understanding. Maybe some understanding will be needed.
I like punishment better.
I know you do.
But yes, what did you miss? Where did you hesitate? Where did the alignment break? Because it will at first, but over time, it will tighten and it will get a lot more controlled.
The consistency will build the trust.
Yep. Power grows when both sides are aligned, not forcing it. All right. So, real power doesn't need to be announced. If someone can feel your dynamic without seeing anything obvious, you're doing it right. So here's what it comes down to. Power isn't what you say. It's not what you show. It's what remains when nothing is being said at all.
If your dynamic can walk into a room, say nothing, and still feel aligned,
that, my friends, is control. And hope this episode has helped. Hope it's got you thinking into ways of experimenting out in public.
I think we're going to do an episode on that. I think it's important.
We will come back with examples. Again, I'm going to have questions. I have my opinions on how to walk, where the submissive is. I will want to know what you all think as well. So next week, we will have examples. We will have ways of doing this in public.
We're going to try to make it fun.
We will see what we can do. Come back next week.
I'm going to be as bratty as possible. See you next week.
Bring it. You all have a great week. See you next time.
Please follow, like, and share our podcast.
Make sure to visit thedomlife.com, where you can find pictures and other details about the Dom Life podcast. And through the Contact Us button, you can ask questions or provide recommendations for future episodes.
We want to explore your kink too.
Be sure to check out upcoming events to see where our adventures are taking us and our photo gallery to where we've been.
Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you had fun listening and learning with us.
Till next time, keep calm and remember your safe word.
Red, red, red.